Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us at Toronto Police Headquarters to celebrate and kick off Crime Stoppers Month. My name is Mark Madramutu, the current detective and coordinator for the Toronto Crime Stoppers program, which is under the umbrella of the Community Partnerships and Engagement Unit, led by Acting Superintendent Anthony Paletta. Today, you'll be hearing from our Deputy Chief of Police, Rob Johnson, and Toronto Police Service Board Chair, Anne Morgan. We will be available for questions after the event, but first, I would like to introduce Toronto Crime Stoppers Chair, Sean Sporton, who has an important announcement regarding a Crime Stoppers campaign and the program.
Thank you, Detective Madramutu. Good morning and welcome to the 2025 Crime Stoppers Month launch. On behalf of the Toronto Crime Stoppers Board of Directors and team, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to Chief Demkew and all the members of the Toronto Police Service, our neighboring police partners, our sponsors, the media, and most importantly, to the community who support our program. Chair Morgan, Deputy Johnson, thank you for taking the time today to be here. Toronto Crime Stoppers is a community-based charitable organization that represents a partnership between the public, the police, and the media that provides citizens in our community a conduit to anonymously report and provide information without the fear of retribution. Our program is governed by a dedicated group of volunteers from varied backgrounds, united with a shared goal, creating a safer community. Today, as we begin a new year and with community safety at the forefront, Toronto Crime Stoppers is kicking off Crime Stoppers Month by launching a new, refreshed illegal firearms campaign. This initiative aims to amplify voices of our community and address the threats posed by illegal firearms to our citizens and surrounding regions. Through continued awareness and education, we aim to empower individuals to anonymously report information about illegal firearms and other criminal activities. This new awareness campaign features a selection of out-of-home and social media advertisements shown here today, as well as radio public service announcements. As part of this campaign, Toronto Crime Stoppers is activating an enhanced cash reward of up to $300 for any tips leading to the seizure of an illegal firearm. The enhanced cash reward is only available until Friday, February 7th, 2025. So if you have something to say it now. And by doing so, you'll be making your community a safer place. Anonymous tips into our program last year resulted in the seizure of 15 illegal firearms. It is critical to reinforce that it is our collective duty as community members to look out for each other, to speak up for others when they can't, cannot, or will not. So a call to action to our community. It's time to break the code of silence. Gun violence affects us all. By anonymously reporting individuals with illegal firearms, you are playing an important role in making Toronto safer. For over 40 years, our program has proven to be an integral piece of the puzzle in combating criminal activity in Toronto. And we continue to recognize the critical importance partnerships hold in the prevention of crime and the profound impact such collaborative actions can have on protecting the vital interests of our community. At the core, we are committed to community safety and well-being by staying innovative and forward-thinking and aware of emerging crime trends. We continue to make a meaningful impact in addressing criminal activity across Toronto. Over the last year, our program was extremely busy. As we reflect on 2024, several key highlights stand out. Through our community reward program, we reinvested over $42,000 back into our community of various community engagement initiatives. The team developed strategic awareness campaigns to captivate public attention, spark dialogue, and highlight critical crime challenges such as auto theft, hate crime, and a Phase 2 Crime Doesn't Fly Here national campaign focused on transnational organized crime, an innovative initiative spearheaded and fully funded by Toronto Crime Stoppers to further combat the importation of illegal firearms and other illicit trade activity. The release of the 3rd edition Captain Canuck Crime Stoppers comic book series featuring a storyline of Canada's Most Wanted. Our partnership with the BOLO program continues to grow and achieve remarkable success. Just last month in early December, the updated Top 25 Canada's Most Wanted list was unveiled in Montreal. with representation from various police agencies across the country. As we see here, 8 of the top 25 are sought by the Toronto Police Service, several of whom have significant cash rewards associated to their capture. Last year, Toronto Crime Stoppers had another successful year, managing over 29,000 anonymous tips, a 32% increase over prior year. To put that in perspective, this translates into managing 80 tips every day, or 3 tips every hour. Our continued success underscores the effectiveness of the program and the difference we are making. Crime knows no boundaries, and neither does Toronto Crime Stoppers when it comes to preventing crime and identifying those who choose to create harm to our community. Looking ahead to 2025, we remain focused on building this momentum with new initiatives and partnerships to secure the safety of our community's future. Today, Toronto Crime Stoppers is excited to announce a new innovative partnership with Lorix Technology, Canada's leading security solutions company, as we introduce the first ever integration of a Crime Stopper Submit a Tip feature within a security camera platform. This integration will help increase invaluable real-time anonymous tips, furthering strengthening our efforts to support investigations and enhance community safety. In the coming months, Toronto Crime Stoppers will be announcing new awareness campaigns in our effort to rally the community to help build trust and break the code of silence when it comes to crime and unreported criminal activity. I will conclude by reminding everybody that community safety truly is a shared responsibility. When as a community we remain silent, we are all victims. This year's theme, Your City, Your Safety, Your Call, serves as a powerful reminder of the collective duty to act. Together, we can mobilize the community to see it, say it, stop it for a safer Toronto. At this time, I'd like to invite Deputy Chief Rob Johnson to share a few words.
Thank you, Sean. Chair Ann Morgan, all the folks from Toronto Crime Stoppers, community partners, welcome today. Thanks for being here. This is a good way to start the year, together with one simple message. We stand together in our commitment to keeping our city safe and bringing criminals to justice. For over 40 years, as you've just heard, Toronto Crime Stoppers has enhanced collaboration between the public, media, and police to help prevent and solve serious crime. To those who have sent anonymous tips in 2024, thank you. Last year, you've helped us seize $644,000 in illegal drugs. You've helped us recover 11 stolen vehicles, and you've helped us lay 494 charges. Your tips can literally save lives. In 2024 alone, because of anonymous tips through Toronto Crime Stoppers, we took 15 illegal firearms off the street. Last year, the Toronto Police Service laid a total of we seized a total of 717 crime guns. We know these firearms can often be involved in multiple crimes. Gun violence is devastating families and communities, and it needs to stop. The motto of Crime Stoppers is, see it, say it, stop it. As Sean mentioned, today, Toronto Crime Stoppers is launching its illegal firearms awareness campaign. Until February the 7th, any information about an illegal firearm provided to and approved by Toronto Crime Stoppers, which leads to a seizure, will be eligible for an enhanced cash reward of $300. The Crime Stoppers team is ready to receive your tips, and the police are ready to respond. In addition to collecting tips, Toronto Crime Stoppers worked to strengthen our communities through many other initiatives this past year. We worked together on an organized retail crime awareness campaign to give ourselves even more tools to fight against illegal activities such as smash and grab, boosting, fencing, and return fraud. There's also the second phase of the Soul on Ice Level Up Hockey Camp that continues to help children who need assistance with skill development, equipment, and ice time. and the Malvern Resource Center that supports marginalized youth by providing development, leadership, academic, recreation, mental health, and career programming. I want to thank Toronto Crime Stoppers for their partnership and their continued support. I want to thank, of course, the Crime Stoppers team here at the Toronto Police, Police Constable Sean O'Neill, and of course Detective Mark Madramutu. Thank you to our Community Partnership and Engagements Unit, which is led by Acting Superintendent Anthony Paletta. Thank you to the media and all of the corporate partners of Toronto Crime Stoppers. And of course, thank you to members of the community who are always our essential partners in this fight. The theme for Crime Stoppers Month 2025 remains your city, your safety, your call. When we all work together as partners, it helps us keep our communities safe and everyone benefits. Thank you. I will now pass it over to the Toronto Police Services Board Chair, Ms. Ann Morgan.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Deputy Chief Johnson. Deputy Chief Johnson, members of the command team, Board Chair Sean Sporton, the other board members that I can see here today, honored guests, and members of the Toronto Police Service, and of course, you folks who are the members of the community. I'm pleased to be here to kick off Crime Stoppers Month. Our board is very, very proud because Toronto Crime Stoppers program is one of the largest of its kind and essentially an extraordinary example of a very successful partnership between the police and the community here in Toronto. The funds raised, and I must say, because I was in the justice system for a good 31 years, so for the last 40 years, I've seen the innovative initiatives to what the Crime Stoppers actually does with their funds that not only support some of the initiatives we've heard in the community, but also support crime prevention, which is amazing feat over the years as they shifted gears to meet the needs of our city. As Deputy Johnson said, it's your city, your safety, your call, and it reinforces the pivotal role the public plays that you need to come through with provision of these tips. We also heard about the illegal firearm awareness campaign featuring the enhanced CAS rewards, which is an enhancement of the foundational concept. And as you heard, you'll get an increased reward for any firearm turned in until the February deadline. This is an astonishing, innovative type of initiative, and even one more firearm off the streets enhance our safety of our neighborhoods. One of the things, and I can speak to this being a real Luddite with technology, is how impressive Crime Stoppers is with how they leverage technology now. You know, the BOLO program, the social media used, the advertising to provide, now tips. And we heard this impressive statistics of how that all works. In addition, we've also heard that not only on the kind of crime that was discussed this morning, they're tracking down high-profile footage of addressing the vehicle thefts that are really plaguing our community, and human trafficking, as well as the other concerns such as the firearm. And all this is done with a powerful emphasis on working with school communities, because that's an important place where to start with crime prevention and also securing public trust and relationships with young people. And the tremendous success of this program is due to the dedicated involvement of so many different people. And I've had the pleasure over the last few years to meet all you folks pursuing a common goal on a shoestring budget, but always coming out with these outstanding results. We're so fortunate that we're directed by a volunteer board of highly committed, skilled individuals and staffed by your hardworking team. And of course, without the community, there would be no tips. And you're making such a big dent in making this amazing program work so well. And together we're ensuring that Toronto remains one of the safest cities in the world. And having been in the Justice Forum for more than 40 years, I can say that I really am extremely proud of your efforts. And as I always say to graduating class, let the force be with you. Thank you.
At this time, we'd like to thank our honored guests and all of you for attending today. We'd also like to thank our community partners for their continued support, and a special thank you to our CN Tower partner, who will be illuminating the CN Tower red and white this evening to help us celebrate Crime Stoppers Month. At this time, we invite any questions the media may have.
Hi, Clara Pasica, CBC. So someone might be hearing this and they might hear, you know, it's an anonymous program. So how would they get the money? So, you know, maybe just to encourage people to do it, if you could explain how they would get the money but stay anonymous.
Thank you for that question. Once a tip is provided, that will go through a vetting process, an approval process. Once that's done, we will liaise with that tipster. We'll provide a means to communicate and corroborate the information and provide that reward if it stands.
Hi there, Shauna with City News. I'm just looking at the stats here. So 15 illegal guns were taken off the streets due to, I guess, Crime Stopper tips last year. The year before it was 30, the year before it was 89. So are you launching this campaign to try and get more tips, to try and generate more tips to get these guns off the streets? Looks like it was down last year.
I think the idea behind just this in terms of communication and building on awareness, we go back to revisiting, you know, this year, Your City, Your Safety, Your Call. We want a safe Toronto. And I think any information coming in, whether it be, you know, on a firearm or any type of criminality, that's going to be beneficial to members of the public.
And last question for me, just is $300, do you think it's enough for someone to maybe call and give some information on a friend of theirs? Is $300 enough, you think, to generate tips?
I would honestly say you can't put a price on a firearm. I think it's a start. We were hoping that this will generate some information. Further to that, Crime Stoppers is a charitable organization. And we do the best we can in terms of disseminating those funds appropriately.
Jaden, Global News, congratulations on another successful year with the program. Wondering if you can maybe highlight some of these successes of 2024 and what you guys might want to work on looking ahead to 2025.
I think as our chair highlighted, and I'll defer to him on some of the more successes. We're going to talk about that at the end of the conference or the media launch. Looking at it, it's building awareness, it's communication. I think if we work, and the key word here is collaboration. Crime Stoppers working with our policing partners, our partnerships, our sponsors, members of the community, we're working together to achieve one goal, community safety. So I think overall, in terms of our messaging, the varied different initiatives that we do throughout the year. This is just a constant reminder that we're here listening to you. We always use the terminology of we're here to amplify the voices of the community, and that's what the program represents.
Just for some clarification on this new firearms campaign, is this $300 per gun, or is it per person that provides a tip?
Yeah, this will be per tip. Sean, did you want to elaborate a bit more?
So I'll echo everything Mark said. I mean, when we look at what we have planned for 2025, we look at community crime trends, right? So last year we had retail crime, we had hate crime, we had auto theft, and those are all key crime challenges that our police partner have, and we, you know, look at what is going on, and we're very aware of the issues that are facing the community. And then we collaborate as a board, and we focus on what we can do in order to bring attention, awareness, education, and ultimately information through tips that we can help our police partners solve those issues that we're seeing. Is $300 enough? You know, again, as Mark said, you know, do you put a value on a gun? You know, can we get tips coming in? Can we get that information that can come in and give it to the investigators that can work that. When we see, and Shauna, you had asked, you see the numbers go down year after year. We also need to understand that when a tip comes in, there's a process to investigate that tip. There are a lot of tips that come in that are actively being worked on, but they're worked on over a series of time because it leads into a greater investigation, if you will. So, could that be the reason? Sure. But ultimately, through this awareness campaign, we want to be at the forefront, keep it in the minds of the community that firearms are plaguing our community, and we need people to stand up, and we need people to speak up before they become a victim, we become a victim, and ultimately the community becomes a victim.
Just one more question. Can you just elaborate more on this, I guess, ad blitz or media blitz that's going to be happening? You said there's going to be ads. This campaign will be visible to people in Toronto. Just where and what will they be seeing?
So we're working on, obviously, social media. We'll be all over social media with the officer in our office that is doing all that. And then we're actively looking at the out-of-home billboards, if you will, in strategic areas where we can get the space at a pro bono cost, if you will, to get that advertisement out into the community for awareness.
Thank you for your questions. This brings us to the conclusion, but before we depart, as we celebrate the program's provincial accolades received from the Ontario Association of Crime Stoppers in 2024, it would not have been possible without the commitment and continued support of our sponsors and partners who share a collective effort to achieve overall community safety. As a result, the program was recognized for the following provincial awards. The Best Video Feature, received for the program's feature in Global TV's Crime Beat Most Wanted episode, The Hunt for Christian Cuxum. That was Bolo's #1 Most Wanted. The recipients were Global TV Crime Beat Most Wanted and the Bolo program. The Special Project Award, received for the program's Organized Retail Crime Initiative. The recipient was Garda World. The Community Service Award, highlighting the program's successful partnership with a community partner. The recipient was Uber Toronto Region. The Marla Moon Memorial Award of Excellence, recognizing the program's development and community reward initiatives utilized to enhance safety in our city. The recipients were Garda World and Global TV Crime Beat Most Wanted. And last but not least, the Civilian Achievement Award, which was presented to Chair Sean Sporton for his demonstration of leadership, integrity, altruism, and unwavering commitment to advancing community safety. At this time, I would like to call on Toronto Police Service Board Chair Ann Morgan, Deputy Chief of Police Rob Johnson, Deputy Chief of Police Lauren Pogue, Acting Staff Superintendent Donald Belanger, Acting Superintendent Anthony Paletta, Toronto Crime Stoppers Vice Chair Mark Cousins. Please join me in welcoming the following recipients who will be presented with awards from Toronto Crime Stoppers for their significant contributions to the program and our community. Mr. George Brown, Executive Producer from Global TV and Chorus. Mr. Maxime Langlois from Bolo, who's not here. Mr. Jake Brockman, Senior Manager from Uber. And Mr. Amir Atri and Jeff Poulin, who's the Vice President of Garda World and Regional Director. Please join us at the front. Please give them a round of applause, folks, for their contributions.